All right, here's example 2, solving a system using augmented matrix methods. So we have the system 2x sub 1 minus 3x sub 2 is equal to 6, and 3x sub 1 plus 4x sub 2 equals 1/2. Yep, so we got that down. Now, what we need to do is step 1. We need a 1, basically where this is, right? If we were going to solve it with a matrix. So we got to first, actually, I shouldn't say step 1. First step is probably to put it in, basically, the augmented matrix for the system. So again, remember this is x sub 1s, these are x sub 2s, and then you can think of this line as being that equal sign. And then these are the numbers, or that right-hand side, or that constant, right? So we have 2, -3, 6, 3, 4, and 1/2. Now, if we want to solve that, we need to get a 1 here, right? So you guys might say, yeah, let's do 1/2 times row 1 becomes the new row 1. Yeah, awesome. I like that idea. So we got a 1, we got a -3/2, and we got a 3, right? 6 times 1/2 is 3. And the bottom row will leave the same, 3, 4, and 1/2. And now we need to get a 0 here. And then our goal will be to get a 1 here, and then a 0 above, and then we'll have solved the system. So let's go and do that. So we could do -3 times row 1 plus row 2, right? So I'm going to write that over here. So I'll have the matrix here, and I'll do -3 times row 1 plus row 2. And that'll become the new row 2. I ran out of room, so I'm not going to put that there. But first row is still the same. So we'll do -3 times 1. -3 plus 3 is 0. That's the whole point, right? -3 times -3/2 is positive 9/2 plus 4. So if you ever in doubt, 9/2 plus 4, well, if we want to make that over 2, that would be an 8. And so we have 17/2. Yep. So we get 17/2, and then we have a -3 times positive 3 gives us -9. So we have -9 plus 1/2. Well, that's the same thing as -18/2, right? Plus 1/2. So that would give us -17/2. Well, that's very nice. You'll see why in a second, right? So now we got to get a 1 here. So yeah, I'll do 2/17 times row 2 becomes the new row 2. Okay. And again, I don't normally write the arrow, but I'm just trying to make sure you guys understand that that's going to become the new row 2, this operation that we're doing. So 2/17 times 17/2 gives me 1. Yes, that was the whole reason why I did that. And then 2/17 times -17/2 would give me -1. Now I need to get 0 here. So why don't I just multiply this row by 3/2? So 3/2 times row 2 plus row 1 becomes the new row 1, right? And hopefully I won't run totally out of room here, but bottom row stays the same. And I have 0 times anything still 0, plus 1 is 1. Yep, that's the beauty of that. And then 3/2 times 1 plus -3/2 can be 0. That was the whole point of why I did that. And then I have -3/2 plus 3 gives me positive 3/2. So again, that would mean x sub 1 equals 3/2 and x sub 2 equals -1. And that would be our solution to that problem.